yaTha chiththam thaTha vacho, yaTha vachasthaTha kriya, chithhthe vaachi kriyaayaam cha saaDhoonaamekaroopathaa.
What does this mean, Amma? yaTha chitta, as the mind is, thaTha vacho. The words are like that. yaTha vacho, like the words, thaTha kriya, the action goes. Chiththe vaachi kriyaayaam cha, like the mind, word, and action, saaDhoonaam, with good people, ekaroopathaa. There is only one way of thinking and action. Now let's look into the translation. Good people have the same idea in their mind. They show the same thing in their speech and action. In today's episode also, we have my brother Chai dialing in from San Francisco. Over to you now, Chai.
An aligned Subhashita is manasyekam vachasyekam, karmaNyekam mahathmanaam. Manasyekam vachasyekam, karmaNyekam durathmanaam. What does this mean, Amma?
The meaning of this Subhashita is very similar to the first one. Manasyekam, the thought in the mind. Vachasyekam, the thought in the action. And karmaNyekam, what is actually done. Mahathmanaam. All three are aligned for the good people. Manasyekam, one thing in the mind. Vachasyekam, another thing in words. karmaNyekam, yet another thing in action is what? Durathmanaam, the bad people do.
When I was reading the second Subhashita, I came across a variant and it goes like this. Manasyekam vachasyekam, karmaNyekam mahathmanaam. Manas anyat vachasanyat, karman anyat durathmanaam. And the meaning that I understood from this was anyat means difference or a variety, and manas anyat means having different thoughts, vachasanyat means saying different things, and karman anyat means taking different actions. And durathmanaam means wicked people. So when the thoughts, the words, and the actions are not aligned, you tend to be more wicked than good.
I want to refer to the first Subhashita. yaTha chiththam thaTha vacho, yaTha vachasthaTha kriya. This Subhashita brings to my mind Dr. Abdul Kalam. Even as the president, his entire focus was on educating children and advancing science. I have had the opportunity to see him twice in my life. Once when he was the president, and once much later after he had finished his presidency, I met him at Harvard University in Boston. Both times, the power of his seat as the president did not really matter to him. He had single-minded focus on making sure he promoted children's education. And that was very, very clear. I think he embodies this philosophy.
These Subhashitas remind me of a Chinese philosopher, Lao Tse's proverb. And Amma, as children, you had posted this in our room, and that's how I remember it. And the proverb goes something like this. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. The commonality between these Subhashitas and the Chinese proverb is that thoughts influence words, words influence actions, and actions determine the nature of the person. I want to point out that on occasions I've experienced the reverse also being true, meaning actions have led to words and words have led to thoughts and improved my perspective and my nature as a person. Simplest example is volunteering. We encourage people to go volunteer in nonprofits or charitable organizations, which leads them to go talk more about it with others. The more they talk about it, they get more thoughts around how they can volunteer and have a bigger impact. Through all of these actions, thoughts, and words, they become more helpful as a person.
What you're talking about, Chai, is what is called experiential learning. I have a thing to say about yaTha chiththam, thaTha vacho, yaTha vacho, thaTha kriya. As young students, when we were learning surgeries, there was one professor, a very versatile one. He used to encourage us to think about that case and do the surgery mentally, step by step, as pertinent to that particular case. And then go and tell him what we had to do step by step. And then he would allow us to do the surgery. He used to call this psycho-cybernetics. It helped us a lot in learning surgeries.
On similar lines, I am reminded of visionaries or entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are people who have thoughts which culminate in some idea. This idea, then they go and talk to a lot of people and they share it, and this idea evolves after several conversations with multiple people. And eventually, actions are taken to make this idea a reality. So as an entrepreneur myself, I was encouraged to talk about my idea a lot in the initial stages of building my product. And eventually, all those words led to simple actions which actually made it a reality. So it's yet another example of thoughts leading to words, leading to actions.
Let us now talk about the second Subhashita, manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmaNyekam. In the 19th century, humanity was facing a problem of food shortage. This was because the land was depleted of nitrogen. People hadn't yet figured out how to reintroduce nitrogen back into the soil. For hundreds of years, chemists and scientists from all over the world worked on this problem, but finally it was cracked by the German scientist Fritz Haber. He started working on this problem in 1904. He did not achieve his breakthrough at first attempt. It required a lot of work, creating a lot of new types of machines. And finally, he invented the Haber-Bosch process for generating ammonia. yaTha chiththam, thaTha vacho, yaTha vachasthaThaa kriya. He had worked on this single-mindedly for several years, and that is how he came up with this process. Even to this day, we synthesize ammonia and ammonium nitrate, which is a fertilizer, using this Haber-Bosch process. Since his work benefited millions of people, Fritz Haber was awarded the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1918. So, manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmaNyekam, mahathmanaam. Does that mean we can call Fritz Haber a Mahatma? Well, I'll let you guys decide about it. Ammonium nitrate definitely quadrupled the yield of farms. Even to this day, we believe that half of the world's population, that is about 4 billion people, benefit from these fertilizers. But ammonium nitrate is not just a fertilizer. It is also an explosive. And Fritz Haber is also the father of chemical warfare. It was Haber who got the very same factories that produce these fertilizers converted to start producing explosives that were used in World War I. He did not stop there. He did further research and he even weaponized chlorine gas and other poisonous gases, killing thousands of soldiers in World War I. His own wife was opposed to this kind of work. She actually killed herself by shooting herself the day before chlorine gas was first used. Later, even though he was not directly involved, Fritz Haber's work was used to kill over 1 million Jews during the Holocaust in the World War II. Manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmaNyekam, durathmanaam. It is the same soul, the same level of dedicated thought and action. Is he a Mahatma? Is he a Duratma?
Mana eva manushyanam
karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mana eva, the mind itself, manushyanam, to people, karanam is the reason, bandha mokshayoho, to get caught or to get released. This line is taken from Brahma Bindu Upanishad. This means the mind itself is the tool for any man either to get caught in worldliness and its wickedness, or to be released, get salvation, and move more into the spiritual path.
So that's it for today. See you in the next episode.